the subscribers of the BERNINA of Naperville YouTube channel.
Grüezi miteinander. This is Gayle from BERNINA of Naperville. And guess what? This is an extra special over-the-top OMG announcement from us because through the years, you've seen Chris and I travel all over the place. And recently, a couple years ago, after we got married, we went to Thailand. And that was a BERNINA incentive trip. And we got to see the Thai culture and all of those things and what have you. And oh, you know, that's all nice and good, but it's not fun to rub it in your face when we get to go to all of these totally awesome places. So we thought it was about time we took you with us on our next adventure. And our next adventure, let me give you a hint. That's right. We're going to Switzerland. You, me, as many friends as you would like, and anybody watching this video can get there because we're going to be offering the trips through BERNINA of Naperville, and you can give us a call at 331-472-4231. You can send us an email at orders@berninaofnaperville.com, or of course you can stop in the store and we're happy to talk to you about it ourselves. But there's a lot to talk about with this, and I want to give you a little bit of a disclaimer. So this trip, we are doing our best to plan this and get everything down to every last single detail, but there's a possibility that some things can change because this trip is September 7th through September 14th of 2025. So as you know, restaurants might close, restaurants open, new opportunities arise, and whatever. So all of the stuff that I'm going to tell you about is the idea of what is going to happen with this trip. So I want to make that perfectly clear, but here's the deal. The meat and potatoes, where we're going, what we're seeing, that's all going to remain the same because you know why we're going to Switzerland, right? It's to see the BERNINA factory and to see how your dream machine, how the ultimate BERNINA machine is produced. They do a lot of fun things at the factory. They do a lot of prototyping. They produce their BERNINA Q Series machines, but for the past several years, they've been working on a new top-of-the-line BERNINA. And I have to tell you, it's coming out soon, baby, soon. And we're going to be taking pre-orders of it starting today. I know, it seems unbelievable, but true. But first, let's talk about this trip. I want to tell you that this is all fun, and it's really cool for us to say that we're bringing you to Switzerland, which we are. But this trip means so much more to me than just a trip. It's an opportunity to meet some of you face to face. It's an opportunity for me to really show you all of these fun, quirky things I've told you about Switzerland if you've ever come into the store and taken classes and whatever. But it also is an opportunity, hopefully, for you to experience why I really love selling the BERNINA products so much and why I do consider myself an extension of the BERNINA family. I mean, let's be honest, BERNINA has molded the person that you see here today. I've learned so many amazing things about the culture, quality, family, and longevity. To me, BERNINA isn't just a sewing machine, it's a feeling, it's a friend, it's a trusted companion in my sewing room that hears all of my joys, my frustrations, and let's be honest, if my sewing machine could talk, or the sewing machines I've had through the years, this video would be a heck of a lot longer. But enough of that, and I'm doing my best to try to keep this super sweet, short, and to the point. So with the trip, we're going to do our best to hit the hot spots. What are hot spots when you're traveling to Switzerland and you've got a gang of Uber embroiderers, sewists, and the like? Well, that would be St. Gallen to the Textile Museum, and maybe even a trip to the Abbey Library if there's a chance, because let me tell you something, that looks just like something out of Harry Potter. And the Textile Museum, well, it is the home of the world's first embroidery machine, so, you know. But other things that are definitely must-sees are the BERNINA Express. Now, the red steam engine has been replaced with a panoramic train, but nonetheless, it gives you this opulent feel and experience of the majestic mountain ranges that are in the Swiss Alps. And of course, the highest peak is Piz Bernina. And we all know why Piz Bernina is important. And if you don't, let's listen to a little interview that Anika from Made to Sew did with Mr. Ulci.
And the first 40 years of our history, we didn't use the name Bernina because he was in the industrial sewing machine business. And then, they made embroidery machines, industrial embroidery machines. And then in 1930, my grandfather, Fritz, he realized the business is kind of dying. So he looked at the Swiss market and they were importing household sewing machines, and he said, why don't we produce one? And so he said, okay. And he worked together with some engineers and him, and decided that's the business we want to be in. But then he said, we need a brand name. Because now in the consumer business, you need a brand name. In the industrial business, they used his own name, Gayle. And so he went to Sam Ritz with my grandmother in 1931 and saw this beautiful Bernina mountain and said, okay, that's it. Easily pronounced in all the languages. And already then, he was a clever, not just a good engineer, but a clever marketing man. And he said, a name which is easily pronounced, because I will export this machine because the Swiss market is too small.
So now that we've had a little visit with the chairman of the board, let's visit the factory. Are you ready? Because this is pretty amazing. All Bernina sewing machines are developed, designed, prepared, and prototyped and tested at the Steckborn plant. Today, the top-of-the-line sewing as well as long-arm quilting machines are manufactured in the Steckborn plant, and from there, they are distributed across the world to exotic places like Aurora, Illinois, which is the headquarters of Bernina USA and only 2 miles from Bernina of Naperville. The factory has about 300 people working in Steckborn. The teams of the product management, research and development, production, sales, marketing, HR, finance, and the executive board. All employees also see themselves as members of the family because some of them have been working at Bernina for 20, 30, 40, or even 50 years. That's a lot of experience. So now, let's talk about the real fun thing that's at the factory. So I'm sure that you all have 8 series, or some of you do. I've certainly had several 8 series through my sewing hobby. I've had the original 830 mechanical, but then I had the original 830 computerized machine, and then I had an 880, then I had an 880 plus, and all of that. But this is the thing that has me laughing a little bit, is that there is an 830 that has been on and being tested since 2011. That's 13 years. This machine doesn't skip a beat, and it actually has over 90 million stitches. And I have to tell you, I didn't know about this until I was watching a video from Anika from Made to Sew, and she did a factory tour, and she stopped in front of this machine, and I just thought that that was hilarious. So thank you, Anika, Made to Sew, for that little anecdotal bit of information. So what do you think? Are you ready to smell the cheese, make some chocolate, visit the factory, learn a new language like French, German, Romansh, or Italian? Don't worry, I'll give you some lessons because in the next 15 months, I can brush up myself. But you're probably chomping at the bit about how you're going to get on this trip. And I thank you so far for bearing with us and watching the video up to this point. So there's no way that you can buy a machine from us because you're not in the area and you won't be there to come pick one up and all of that stuff. You can still go on this trip because we're going to sell them much like we sell classes and things like that. So that's one way that you can get on the trip with us, and we hope that you take advantage of that. But the real brouhaha comes to those of you who are actually in the Bernina of Naperville, Chicagoland area, right? You shop with us, you buy your machines from us and your products, you take our classes and you laugh and sometimes you cry with us, So here's how it's gonna go. I'm stuttering because this is just so exciting and kind of scary. We are including the Bernina of Naperville Bon Voyage trip for free. That's right. You buy the new Bernina top of the line, Bernina Ultimate machine, and we're giving you a free trip to Switzerland. So the new Bernina machine, it embroiders, it sews, it quilts, it's bigger. It has the features and more of the Bernina 790 Pro. But I have to stop. So let's talk about the deposit on the new machine. I mentioned it's $1,000 and it's refundable. So that will go to your final purchase price, which I also can't discuss here. That's why you're going to reach out to us via phone or email. But the cool thing about this is the $1,000 deposit secures you a timely delivery of your machine and the free trip to Switzerland. It also is going to give you some goodies that Bernina of America has come up with. And, once again, I can't talk too much about these because, they're the ones that are going to be making this announcement and discussing it. But that comes out on May 10th, and you can rest assured that I will be explaining that to you May 10th. So mark that date on your calendar. In a nutshell, what you're going to get from Bernina is a way to kind of tell, where's my machine? What's happening to it? La, la, la. When am I going to get it? Little teaser videos that you will find out maybe even before me what this machine does. So, that is, I'm going to pre-order one just for that information. You know what I mean? So that's going to happen. And then you're also going to get communications from the chairman of the board himself, Mr. H.P. Ulci, the rock star of sewing. I'd like a call from a rock star myself. And then there's also some special gifts. So those are the things that you're going to get from Bernina. And how does Bernina know that you're pre-ordering a machine from us? Well, that's up to Bernina of Naperville to let them know that, hey, Susie Q out there, you're on the list, that kind of thing. All right. Now, we did do the deposit as refundable because we thought, that's a lot to expect of you to put money down on something that you don't even know what it does. I don't even know what it does. That's kind of not fair. But I personally feel so confident that you will want this machine and love this machine like you have loved all of your Berninas through the years. Because one thing that we can know for sure with Bernina, they take their time, they get things right, their product works, and nothing sews like a Bernina. Nothing. And they have a history of innovation and quality. So for that reason, we're going to make it refundable. And if you don't like what you see, then we will return your money. Now, if you still want to go on the trip, because then you can go on the trip and tell HP why you don't want this machine that has kept him up night and day for the past 16 years designing it. You can put that money towards our Bernina of Naperville Bon Voyage package, okay? And we'll be giving you more details as time progresses. Give us a call at 331-472-4231 or email us at orders@berninaofnaperville.com. So just for now, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the little bell so that anytime we upload a video, you get an alert. And make sure to comment what you hope the new crafting, sewing, quilting, embroidering, designing, and more machine can do for you and your hobby. Because at the end of the day, we all know nothing sews like a Bernina, nothing. And their machines are made to create. And no matter where you buy your machine, maybe you're not in the Bernina of Naperville area, wherever you decide, at whatever store, your favorite store in your area, just know when you put your money down and make a deposit on this new ultimate Bernina sewing, quilting, crafting, embroidering, whatever machine, that for you and me and Bernina, it's going to be a big day. Because I've waited 15 years for this. And can you imagine what another 15 years might bring? Or 100 years for Bernina?
Bernina releases its first mind-controlled sewing machine, the B7000MC. 2118. Keith Richards becomes the first ever human to celebrate a 175th birthday. Bernina releases the first ever sentient sewing machine, the B9000X, capable of reaching 50,000 stitches per minute while reciting Shakespeare. The future is promising.
Bernina, so easy, simple, and versatile. Bernina, Bernina, gets all your sewing done in style. Bernina, Bernina, the experts all agree. No other sewing machine today is more automatic in every way. Just try it once and you will see what a wonderful machine. Bernina, 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 what a wonderful machine.
From specialist Bernina centers everywhere.